Everybody, it's Kate Cadillo again, your photopreneur coach, and welcome to my 2014 photography and business tips blog. Today we're going to be doing the next in the 12 elements of a merit image, and today's topic is subject matter. So according to PPA, subject matter should always be appropriate to the story being told in an image. So very short and sweet, to the point. And what I have to say about this is really you want to look at your images to see that everything fits. So we went to Kerrville last year. We were entering a print competition there, and we got to see Richard Sturdivant, who was speaking. And he had this great story about one of the images that he did. And I apologize, Richard, I don't know the name of the image, but it's a wonderful image he took of some cowboys in an old-time Western saloon, and they're playing cards at the table, and it's wonderful. It's a beautiful, beautiful image, as many of Richard Sturdivant's images are. But what he was telling us about this image was that one of the gentlemen who came to the shoot that day to be photographed in the image wore tennis shoes that stuck out like a sore thumb in the picture. And so what he ended up doing was, when he looked at it, he saw that this was completely inappropriate to the image, and he went and put some logs in there with a composite, in Photoshop, and made it look correct and appropriate. And it completely, of course, changed the way the image looked, because it looked ridiculous with the tennis shoes, I'm sure. So that's something you want to look for when you're turning in your images, or not when you're turning them in. Obviously you want to look for it before you turn them in. But one of the things you want to do is look through your images and make sure that there's not something that's sticking out that's a distraction, or that's sticking out as being inappropriate to what's happening in your story, in your overall scene. And one other thing I just want to add quickly is that with subject matter, as with all of the other elements, what I try to do when I'm looking at my images and trying to see how I might be able to improve them before I go to take them to competition is I try to go through each of the 12 elements and say, what could I do to make it better in this area? And with subject matter and with storytelling especially, which, as I've said before, I've noticed to be one of the most important and critical elements for getting your images to the next level. I know a lot of you are just trying to get your images to an 80 so that you can merit, but once you start meriting, you want to get your images way up there. You want your scores to be closer to 100. You will be so thrilled the first time you get an image in the loan collection, or your image is published in the loan collection book. And one of the great ways to do that is to tell an amazing story. And if you can be really creative in all of these elements, all of these 12 elements, how can I look at color differently? How can I be more creative in my storytelling, more creative with my subject matter? Those are the things that are going to get you higher and higher in the points, and a greater chance at going merit and then going loan. So those are some tips for today. And we're going to complete these 12 elements very shortly. I think this is like 10 or 11, so we're really close to the end here. So I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow.